Now the news about our CHESSCON systems, about the version 9.3, so the 9er version of CHESSCON, and we have prepared some news here. So first of all, about the new main features in the CHESSCON version. Yeah, if you know CHESSCON, you will be pretty much aware of what this means, enhancement in 3D animations. If you do not know CHESSCON yet, please stay tuned. Horst-Dieter will give us a live presentation
in a few minutes.
Yes. In a few minutes. We also have newly designed 3D equipment objects, making it possible to depict a container terminal, and not just the container terminal, also automobile terminals, ro-ro terminals nowadays, in a very authentic way. What this exactly means, we will present to you later on, as I said. And we also have the point that the simulation system goes more like virtual terminal. That means that in the simulation, in CHESSCON simulation, you have even more detailed simulation opportunities now, so that everything is much more realistic, even more realistic than before. And now we have, as I just pointed out, we have our yard view, which is in use on many container terminals, not just for container traffic, for container operation, but also for roll-on, roll-off terminals. So you can depict not just containers, but cars, trucks, and even tanks. I'm just mentioning this because nowadays, Bremerhaven, here the container terminal, they have taken away some of the containers to put US Army equipment on this place, and we could even depict this in our system, not mentioning the deeper reason, because I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. But the most important point is yard view. CHESSCON yard view is now not just for containers, but also for roll-on, roll-off terminals. And what you have more bullet points, emulation will be with additional interfaces. As I told you, you will see it later on, and many other enhancements regarding the productivity to be shown on a container, on the container terminals. What this exactly is, you will see later on. Next slide.
Yeah, what we have done, a lot of things here in the 3D animation. Why we have done this? Normally, we came also from the field simulation and emulation, and in this field, you don't need so much 3D animation. But we are on the way. Boris has told us a little bit about TIC 4.0. Also, all the world is talking about digital twin. TwinSim is one of the projects we are doing at the moment. And there we want to, the concept there is we want to see all the stuff in real time, what you see also here in the virtual terminal. For this, we done also last year a lot of things. We have now reflective water. You see it here. Let me look here. But I will show you this more in the live system. Yes. Also, we have done a lot of work here to build new cranes and new equipment, because also here you can change them, the colors and so on. I will show you this. Also, we have new containers with new textures, so this looks like really realistic. And all this in the real-time environment, it's not a film or whatever, we can load and 100,000 of containers. You can click on the containers, and I will show you this in a few minutes. So from ground up, if you start our system, it takes only seconds. So, and this is really, really cool. And also we have done it here, a completely new demo with all the things inside, but it's not so interesting for you, only if you have this existing license and you get this demo. Yeah. So next It's your turn.
Yes, of course. As I just mentioned, Yard View for roll-on, roll-off terminals, maybe a few more details. So this is what you can see here, down here on the screen, a 3D view of a terminal. Of course, as you have it in the container operation, you have unlimited filter possibilities. That means, of course, that you can, for example, filter containers by voyage number of the next voyages of container vessels to be berthed on your container terminal, or you can find certain containers in your system, and you can colorize these containers by, of course, for example, by colors. So you could tell the system, get me all the containers which are booked for the next voyage, Maersk liners XYZ in blue, and get me the other containers which are planned for another journey in red or something like that. And even if you are searching for certain containers, you can put in a container number or put in a stacking place, and then the system will show it to you. And it is constantly, of course, connected with a TOS system. But I think to every possible TOS system, it is not just one TOS system.
No, we have a complete open. We call it SDK, okay. So you can connect every terminal operating system to our system. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's depending also emulation, simulation, and so on. Here again, we have more. It's not a simulation. It's also not an emulation. It's more an operational tool. What we have here with RoRo terminals. Yes.
So it's not just the large players in the market, but it's any other TOS can be connected by this SDK.
Especially with the RoRo terminals, because the most small terminals has containers and also other things like cars or whatever. And then with this tool, you can do it in the right way, and you can show it. You see one of the screenshots of the existing terminal in Hamburg. It's a small terminal.
Okay, and this is a real terminal. Okay, and you can also make the depiction of cars and container operations simultaneously. So not just cars and containers, but
you can do both.
Both, cars and project cargo and trucks and what have you. So it's also very fast. It's more than 1,000 individuals. Cars are 100,000. I'm sorry, 100,000 cars and so on. And individual types of inventory can be depicted. And and of course, you have all the features you already had in Yard View are also available here on the Yard View for the RoRo terminals S. This is a additional module. So if you have Yard View and you put the additional RoRo module, you have the complete full scope system.
Absolutely.
Okay. Next slide.
It's again my part. It's a more emulation. We've done a lot of things, enhancements in the emulation. We have later on one. It's not a presentation. It's a video. Yes, from VCT. From YJ. This is exactly the terminal here. It's a screenshot from CHESSCON. This is semi-automatically terminal with a lot of automatic cranes. And for this terminal, we have make enhancements to the Nevis system. As you know, we are business partners of Nevis, and here we have especially done things. The Kassl IP is for crane automation, and also the yard crane. They use internally the yard database interface from Nevis, and we are now supporting all the things, so you can do the complete emulation in our CHESSCON system.
Okay, so important to say again, it's not just Nevis. No. It is also the other players, like for example RBS or Zodiac and so on, can be connected.
Yesterday I made in training with a South Korean company who want to connect his own terminal operating system to our system. And again, for this we have especially an SDK. which can be, you have to be a programmer, yes.
Okay.
So you have to program your interface, but you can do it with all programming languages, common programming languages on the market.
Okay, but you say that it's worth staying tuned for the BCT video, because what we can see down here is the exact depiction of a part of that terminal. So YJ Kim's video will help us to understand and to show the authentic system which is depicted here. Yes, fine. Okay, thank you. All right, and this is CHESSCON Live View. This is our latest development. Horst-Dieter is eagerly finishing it because the demand is high for this. It's our all-moving assets, real-time, all-aspect 3D system with dashboards clicked on the equipment and giving you a perfect overview about what's going on in live time on your container terminal. Of course, it has to be connected to a powerful IoT platform and connected via a data lake or data center or whatever. But once you have these data available, and this is a circle coming back on what Boris Wenzel has just said, the more precisely you have this data, the more precisely you can depict the reality on your systems. And then you have, so to say, the queen of all dashboards here on the right hand side. For example, you can see exactly what, for example, this selected straddle carrier, where you have this little arrow here on top, is doing right now. Fuel status, maintenance status, maybe not what the driver is doing right now. That's not too interesting, but when you depict a fully automatic terminal, of course, that doesn't matter at all, but you have all the necessary data you would like to see. And all these data can be collected also and reanalyzed also by CHESSCON systems, even to show later on how this special shift you are watching has evolved within the 8 hours you are watching it. So
there we are back to simulation. Here we have more real-time viewing, but on the other side we want to do replaying historical shifts, for example, to look what is going on in the system, where we have bottlenecks and so on,
to make a perfect optimization.
Of course.
Okay.
So I will go.
Into your high security office, and I'm going ahead for just two slides here. So how does CHESSCON Live View work? Most of it I have already explained. So it's of course a sort of digital twin of your terminal. Of course, as I mentioned before, there are many terms, digital twin and so on, in the market to describe the demand for a system like this. But Live View is based on our really reliable CHESSCON systems. And I think we can say that we really have a stable and reliable solution, which is also very useful to enhance your productivity and so on. So Live View reads, for example, the container inventory and the equipment state from any TOS, as we have just learned. And it needs, of course, a good and powerful online connection to an IoT platform, and also, of course, all the equipment has to be fixed with the things you need to place the data into the IoT, into a data lake, just as a term 5G connection and what have you. But of course, this is possible, and then Live View comes into the game, and we will also show this on the talk in June in Rotterdam.
Of course.
So we also have container attributes, unlimited number of attributes. So PID, POL, the voyage numbers, what have you. You can have a lot of different attributes to any container, to the inventory placed on your container, to the current inventory. And also with the equipment, you can have an unlimited number of attributes. As I mentioned, battery, fuel state, maintenance status, and so on. And the user can, for example, as it is possible right now in CHESSCON simulation, for example, the user can create container equipment filters like in Excel, so they can see easily where the boxes are and make the planning much more easy than before. And it generates a 3D live moving overview. So if you move, and this is what Horst-Dieter will show us in a few seconds, if you move your mouse over the screen, you can see with a few clicks what is happening on the vessel, in the yard, and with all the equipment moving around on the terminal. And even, of course, to have filters, as I mentioned, in colorized filters, color filters, of course. Yeah.
So,
and
yeah, now I will share my screen. I will run our system from scratch so you can see how fast it runs and so on. So you can click on here. You have our manager and will now start our live view system, or more or less here a simulation system with all the containers, with all the things inside. Now our 3D view will be started. And hopefully you see now the overview of the terminal. This is a terminal directly connected to the TOS system, in this case to the Navis N4 system. You see what we have done here. You see the reflected water. We have new objects of container vessels. We have here shadows inside. We have new cranes, we have new RTGs, we have new trucks. Here you see all the containers. And what you see here, it's really not a picture. It is our CHESSCON Live View system. So if you look here, you still see that here, for example, an external truck is moving. There, an internal truck, you have here the cranes are in this case, are discharging containers. And this is the vision we want to show with the live view system, exactly this. So we are connected then with the IoT platform, so we get every seconds positions of the trucks, or the same for the RTGs. Here this is more simulation. You can see all the things, and we had it already. But to show you that we have really an live view system, I will show you one thing, or a little bit more things. But one thing is here. I told you we are connected to CHESSCON with the N4 system. This is a really N4 system. Maybe you already know it. This is the XPS client. This is the dashboard for Navis. And you see here, it looks like a Navis, the terminal, and here this looks like in CHESSCON. So it's a little bit different, yes, of course. But this is not what I want to show you. What I want to show you is that we have a really live connection. So I can go here with the correction button. And we see I've selected this one here, exactly this container row. We have it here also in our CHESSCON system. That's the same numbers. And also we have absolutely the same inventory. So for example, if I click on this and put on this, you see the container is moving from this side to the other side. And again, what we have here is a really connected, it's a test system, of course, but it is a real-time running Navis N4 system. So our system is completely connected now with the Navis system. And I think this is really cool to have such a connection to our other system directly, without any things. So on the other side, we have especially for a live view, we have a possibility to mark things. This is also absolutely new in our in our simulation, not simulation, animation. So you can click on and say, okay, I want more information about this RTG. Here we have RTG number 2021, and you can click on the other one. This is RTG number 10, and I can make here the same, and you can zoom in, you can you see that the information panels are directly going on to your face. This is what we have just done. It's yeah, the first time I present this. On the other side, if you have here problems with the RTG, you can set the color. You can say, okay, make it red, for example. Other things what we can do here, this is the idea. If you don't have this crane in work, for example, then you can set it to transparent. Yes, so you can see, okay, it's transparent. It's not working at the moment. The other thing you can do, for example, we can also put up the boom and put it down and up and down as you want, depending on the IoT platform and depending on the information you have. You can move the cranes, of course, this is no problem. What we also can do, you can point things. So I put here a pointer, and also can do this in this way, that I point all the RTGs who has no work or whatever. Yes, the same can be done with every equipment. I can set this one maybe to red. So we have a lot of possibility. And one of the new things we also have, because we have so much information here on the terminal, you have also layers so that we can do, for example, hide all containers. Yes. So we only see now the equipment, especially if you have an RTG terminal, you don't see where your equipment is. And here you can go to show. You see, I don't know exactly where my trucks are. If you do it in this way, you see it immediately. So,
Horst-Dieter,
yeah,
can I make one remark, please?
yes, of course.
I think maybe you could mention that usually the system, the pictures are much more fluent. So they aren't now because of the frame rates, because this is a high performance system. So
yeah,
when you're sitting directly in front of the screen, it is perfect fluent. It is like a video, but it ain't its reality. So I'm sorry for disturbing, but I think that might be
no problem. Yes, it's correct. The problem is the team system in this case. You see here below, we have a frame rate of 100 frames per second, which means on my screen here, the RTG, for example, is moving. I don't know, maybe he's jumping in your case. Yeah, he's now drop off a container. And also here with the external trucks, yes, this is depending on the team system. Here in the live system, you will have it smooth movement of all the equipment. Yeah, this is it's done by teams. I think that teams only have 10 pictures per second or whatever. I don't know exactly, because I have a very high resolution screen here. So this is also not the best for the Teams session. So yeah, this was in very shortly what we can do. And my last thing, so that you see that we have really, it's not prepared with things here. I can also pipe text here inside, and I will now push the text in, and the text is in this case, thank you very much for your attention.